All right. Good morning, everyone, or hi, whenever you watch this. So I'm going to continue on with my OP business series that I'll be doing once a week. I did get my queue up finally for 3 months, so I'm going to now start beginning the process of queuing up business videos as well, because now that I have the OP and Tiny Wins videos up, I can devote a little bit more time to queuing these. So look forward to that. But today, I want to talk about something hopefully that shouldn't take that long, but something that is going to be a rude awakening for infodoms like me, and maybe something encouraging for energy doms, especially if you happen to be an energy dom listening. And the short story of that is that energy doms crush sales. There's no nice way of saying this. Every energy dom that I've worked with over the past 2 years, as a colleague, right, who is a fellow salesperson or a fellow account executive, they dominate, and I think there is very clear info reasons for that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through those. And then for those of you who are energy dom, I do want to kind of just encourage you briefly as to how you guys are winning based on what I'm seeing. And then for people who are info dom like me, basically I just want to walk you through how you can basically become more energy dom while on the job so that you can get a bit more done. Okay, so let's start off with some definitions. Okay, so this is from the checklist. So energy doms is defined as anyone who has, I forgot to put this, but anyone who has play and sleep in the top three, right? And so they balance working and resting, right? So they're able to work without overburdening themselves. They're able to work while relaxing, basically. And what that does is that they have energy to do more things, right? That's why they're called energy doms. But the official definition as well is called respecting the time and energy that things take, okay? Now, infodoms in contrast, infodoms are anyone who has who has consume and blast in the top three. Okay, they are known for getting, having the PowerPoints and explaining everything pretty well. And so infodoms officially defined as people who respect the information and enjoy sharing it. Okay, now in the business world, at least the business world that I work in, basically, as salespeople, as account executives and things like that, your job is essentially to get as many sales in the door as possible, right? That's your basic job. There's additional stuff like, making sure customers don't hate you and things like that. But your basic job is to get as many sales in the building as possible. And as an infodom, I have seen in myself that I would get caught up on stupid shit like, okay, what's the perfect system that I should be using? Is there a perfect cadence? Like how should I conceptualize business? Because I'm NT, right? How should I conceptualize this? And I swear to you, I spent maybe the first year on the job worrying about that dumb shit. A bunch of dumb things that wasted my time. And I didn't really start making sales until like 6 months, 7 months later, really. And that's not good, right? I'm glad that I still have my job. But in contrast, energy doms, every single energy dom that I've worked with just crushed this job. And even if they have no prior sales experience. So I'll give you a few examples. So there are a few people on my team now. One of them is fresh out of college. So this was his first job. And then the other one used to work in sales, right? Both of them, I believe both of them are blast last. They both love hanging out. They both love getting out of work early, right? They like going home and being cozy and stuff like that. But I mean, one of the beauties of both of these people that I work with is that they both are bringing in sales like crazy, right? I think the one who came straight out of college, I think he wrote several, I think at least 2 6-figure deals in his time working. And this is his first job, right? So in the first 6 to 9 months of him working here, he's written $200,000 plus deals. He's found his process, as he's told me at one point, and now he's just kind of working his system and bringing in deals after deals through the door, right? And some, way larger than mine, to be quite honest, right? So I'm pretty proud of him, but I do think he's blast last as well. And then as for the person who used to work in sales, he's at a point where he's winning like the awards for, I don't know if you guys are in sales, but President's Club. Basically, he sold 100% of his quota pretty early. He's also selling multi 6-figure deals. I think he's done more than the new kid, but that's kind of, they're both crushing it, right? And then on top of that, I've been in this job for 2.5 years, so I've seen people come and go. And prior to them, there were people who were also crushing it. Like there's one example of someone who I believe is consume last that I knew, and they I mean, they were known for being the rainmaker, right? They were known for being, I guess they called this person the shark, right? Because once it came to crunch time, like the last 10 business days of the month or the last month of the year, they would just go out on like a rampage and close like 50, deals all at once, and they would go on these trips and stuff like that. And I believe that's because of the energy dom. I truly believe that because I wasn't expecting that from them when they first started, because again, they were so relaxation oriented, right? Like they would talk on the job, they would go home early, right? And like, want to be in their cozy pillows and stuff like that. Everything that Dave and Shan talk about with energy doms. And so for me, looking at them, I'm like, I was very doubtful at first. I was like, how are they gonna possibly do this if they're not even spending the full amount of time here at work? They're just cutting out to go home or whatever. But going back to the definition, I truly believe that they, way more than I did, they respected the time and energy it takes to be successful. And whether that rest or them going home or them talking while at work help them preserve that energy, whatever it is they're doing, it's leading to these massive amount of success. And I truly believe that this is something that generalizes for anyone else who's in sales. I truly believe that anyone who is able to get more done wins, right? That's kind of the game. And so my infodom problem is, much like right now, I'm so focused on sharing this lesson with you all that I'm not going back and doing my shit, right? And so I think that's the issue with all infodoms. We're so busy trying to get the information right and making sure everyone has it that we don't go do our thing, right? And I've made videos about that in the past, right? Infodoms not knowing their identity and things like that. So if you want to check those out, feel free. But that's kind of my major observation at work. Now, as for what you can do, first, if you're energy dom, leverage the fuck out of your strengths. I'm telling you. If you guys are in business of any kind, just go all in on the energy dom thing. I actually would recommend it, because even in the case of like overdoing it, I've seen people overdo it for sure. They are still, for all of the, let's say, infodom mistakes they have, they're bringing in so much business that it doesn't matter, right? So for anyone who is energy dom and in business, just keep going. For anyone who's energy dom and who doesn't know if they're going to go into business or not, I would encourage you to look into it, because that might be your superpower, okay? And as for infodoms, okay, like me, my dumbass, what can we do? The short answer, in my opinion, would be to be more energy dom, okay? And how would you do that? Well, Dave and Shan have kind of mentioned this repeatedly, which is, I probably need to add an image in here, so that's something I'll work on later. But basically, in order to be more energy dom, you have to do your last animal. They say that a lot, right? Infodoms are infodoms because they don't want to do their last animal. And similarly, energy doms are energy doms because they don't want to do that last info animal. Hopefully that follows. So for people who are sleep last, like me, right? You're going to look at this definition over here, right? Stop and go over known information, learn via repetition, and you better do that at least 8 hours a day. I mean, that might sound extreme, but you're like, if you're anything like me, you're behind the 8-ball, right? So you need to start putting in more hours into the sleep so that you can get more done that way, right? And without burning yourself out, because that's what's important. If you're sleep last, you're probably going to do things at first, but you're going to burn yourself out, and you're not going to be as sustainable as these energy doms that are talking while working, that are going home early, because they're going to win over the long term, clearly, because they're going to have more energy to get shit done. So if you're info dom, sleep last, you need to take breaks. You need to stop and review what you're doing. You need to stop and prioritize what's important, okay? Now, if you're play last, okay, where you have your sleep process and whatever else, you better find a way to do more play, right? You better find a way to put a higher standard on yourself externally as to how much you get done, right? And one way to do that is to gather what the tribe is doing productively, right? Like, what is their productive standards from an extroverted DE perspective, okay? You got to do that play and a little bit of consume, to be honest. But get more things done. And then also one thing that play last can probably do that they probably don't do enough of is they need to allocate time to learn from the tribe some best practices, because your sleep approach is probably inefficient in some ways that you have no clue about, right? But until you do that play and until you talk to and I would recommend do the play with the best performers. Don't talk to anyone. But if you're play last, go find the top 2 to 5 people in your organization, right? Or in business or whatever, and just pick their brain for 30 minutes. Be like, yo, how are you doing this much? And that might be the only play you do, by the way. You could just get that information and then say, fuck you, and then sleep process that to hell. That still counts, right? But you need that information from the tribe in order to maximize the amount you get done, okay? So, in summary, energy DOMs, I fucking respect you guys, especially in business. I've seen it over the past 2.5 years, okay? You guys win at business. It's just keep doing that, right? Continue to do what you're doing, continue pacing yourself and getting as much done as humanly possible because you're gonna win, okay? And then for the info DOMs, we gotta catch up, right? I'm not trying to be broke, so you better find a way to do that last animal, leverage that last animal in order to make you more energy DOM-like and to get more done. That's about it. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Hope you guys do your last animal, especially the info DOMs. And I will see you guys in the next business video. Take care.